Yeah.
It's a nice kit, that.
It's unreal.
Unreal.
What's with the
proper
kit?
one too.
This is... Well, actually, my Spanish team is Real Madrid, to be fair.
Okay.
But it's also Barcelona. I
I've always hated Barcelona, so for me, it's always been Real.
He's one of those that has a team in each country.
Of the league, yeah.
AC Milan in Italy.
I don't have a team, but I appreciate teams that play good football or have good players. Like I was PSG with Neymar when Neymar was there on his own. Like I used to love PSG then. Same with like AC Milan when it was like Pato and Kaká and fucking when Ronaldo and Ronaldinho, Beckham, when those players were there. So like,
It's true though. You do have one.
So what you're saying is you loved the front three of Mane, Firmino, and Salah.
But they weren't flary players. They weren't like flair.
Firmino
was. Bro. Come on.
But I love Bobby. You know I love
Bobby Desler.
Bobby was... I rated
Actually,
Bobby.
he's right. He's the only Liverpool player that is given plaudits to consistently without any criticism.
No, bro. But like, you'd knock a ball into Bobby and it could be like... Anything could happen at that point. Yeah. It could be a flick off assist. It could be a control spin the player. It could be like let it run through his legs and meg or something like. Anything could happen when the ball would go to Bobby. But that's just the type of player I appreciate.
It is true though. You do like you're not a fan of every club in every country, but you got one that you like appreciate more.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, I mean the only team I support is Arsenal, but the teams I enjoy watching are quite long.
Like when you go watch a Classico, you got a team. You know who you're going for. You know, most times.
But back in the days, it used to be Barca for Messi.
It's shifted for you now.
Is it based on? I just watch it to enjoy.
No, even like Yamal, he's doing amazing things, and even PSG like Doué. Like, there's a lot of hype around him.
Yeah, honestly, I was the first 20 minutes of this morning's game. I was like full fretting, but there was a moment where they hit a switch to Doué and he controlled it with like
the flick.
Yeah.
The Neymar, yeah.
I was like,
he's quality, bro. At 19 as well, man.
Quality bad. Him and Lil Skelly had a really good battle on that side. Yeah. That was enjoyable to watch.
I think with Barca, they've always had a good play style, but with Madrid, they've always had stars.
Yeah.
So it's like their game style isn't great, but I think with their stars, that's why everyone kind of like tends. People that don't watch the La Liga religiously, they'll tend to favour Madrid.
And that's why the rivalry is so big as well, because Real is like the King's Club. So they've always have the pool, the money, the resources, whereas Barcelona is like the working man's club. So they will always hate each other because of that. Yeah. Like the people in Barca see, Real just pretty much buying success. That's what they're doing.
I think it's also like the Catalan.
Catalonia, I was going to say.
Yeah. The region. Yeah.
As well, so
there's a lot of politics in it.
We're back.
We are back.
We're coming off a high of our vlog from the Dandy South Heatherton game. Sorry, the Heatherton Dandy South game.
I'm coming off something else actually.
Ooh. Cheers.
I'll have some of that though.
Cheers. Hey, energy drink.
What's the sodium content?
It's
Bro, where did you pull that up from, bro?
Arsenal Tears. It's the official energy drink of the champions. If anyone was wondering.
What's the sodium content?
It's the highest you'll ever see anyway.
Because a recommended daily intake is 3,000 milligrams.
It's about 4 days worth of sodium.
4 days worth of sodium.
In the one can.
Very salty. Extremely salty then.
Available at 7-Eleven. You'll just have to call me up beforehand if you want to get a copy. It's good though, isn't it?
What does it taste like, bro?
You want to try some?
Like the Dead Sea?
you want some?
This is fucked.
Yes, but we are coming up high, aren't we?
Lovely.
We were just going to go straight into team of the season, but let's talk about your tarnished title.
Tarnish my ass, bro. Come on.
Tarnished title.
I asked ChatGPT today. I was like, do the analysis for me.
You know what's funny? I'd say 80% of that can's from Alpi though.
What do you mean?
The contents of the can.
No.
The contents of the can.
Possibly.
Look,
there is no tarnished title, bro.
Yeah, right.
I'm telling you. You know what? You can argue that you guys were hard done by a little bit by the refs, but that doesn't mean that we were favoured.
We were getting hard done by the refs. No one said shit.
When it was happening to us, what was that?
It is what it is.
The thing is, I'm as salty as you are. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or try to get out of this one. For me now, it's just like back it up next year, next season. Back it up. That's what I want to know. I just want to know if you guys truly deserved this title. So
salty.
Back it up next year and show me. Honest.
Honestly, but I asked ChatGPT. I was like, obviously, I said to you, I'm not going to do the analysis myself. Okay, do it for me. All right. When you look at the net VAR score, Liverpool. So if you're in a negative score of this, and this is based on like calls that went against, overturned, whatever. Liverpool sit at -1. So that's one of the worse off teams compared to everyone else. Take a guess who was the most benefited. It's a bit of a wild one.
This season?
Season.
Maybe like Newcastle or something?
Bang on.
Yeah.
+10, their score was.
Wow.
City, +2. You guys, obviously, like I said, you guys were hard done by. -6.
See? Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that we're being favoured by the rest by any means.
The only one for you guys was the Tarkovsky tackle.
Oh, on McAllister.
On
Yeah,
Macca.
with
That
the
was
ankle
a straight
snapper.
red. And that's the only one that didn't get given. Outside of that, bro, you guys haven't had any like dubious calls.
That's this season. Last season, we had how many
but
go
we're
against
not
us?
talking about last
No,
season.
but
we're talking about this season.
You know, everyone has their time in the sun when it comes to referees.
Yeah. I'm just saying yours was this season.
Not to the degree that it won us the league. That's all I'm saying.
It was a major contributor to no one being able to challenge you for.
Come on, we have the highest chances created in the league, the highest XG, the most like penalty box entries. Like,
no.
like where's, you know what I mean? Like,
but if we're talking about that, then Suther's also overperformed all those figures dramatically.
But you've got to ask. You've got to ask why.
It's just luck.
No, Slot has made tactical tweaks. To put him in a position where he can score the most goals. Because the season before, Trent was getting inverted into midfield and Salah was getting pushed wide, further from the box. So there's been tweaks. You guys are obviously not gonna. You don't watch the games. You don't watch the tactical breakdowns. There has been ever so slight tweaks being made to that team to maximize the performance of the team as a whole.
Yeah, but do you also think that he was trying to play for a contract as well?
Who?
Salah?
Who's Salah? I don't think anyone tweaks that hard for a contract, bro. Come on. The guy's about to break records.
Aubameyang scored.
He's broken records.
Aubameyang scored 23 goals in a season and then scored 3.
What do you mean?
He was playing for a contract, bro. He got that big bumper to 285 or whatever we put him on at that point, and then he just flopped massively.
I'm not trying to discredit him.
I will confidently say that Salah will have
that's different.
as good of a season next season because you know why? Because he'll actually have a proper number 9 to play with. This season.
Hold on. Are we sure of that, though? If we don't get anyone.
Well, you guys just won the title.
Surely. We won the title with Darwin Núñez at striker and Andy Robertson at left back.
Remember the last time we won
huge.
it? Last time we won it, who did we sign?
Well,
to be fair, we did get Thiago and Jota, I think, after
that. But, I mean, speaking about all these players, we're going to actually do a special on Liverpool at the end of the season.
Oof.
That's a promise to you guys. You guys deserve it. Like, I make fun of you in the chat and I poke fun just to get reactions out of you. But, you know, we're going to do a special on Liverpool. We're going to do a breakdown on, you know, if we think they've overachieved, underachieved, like compared to expectations. We're going to do that for most teams.
I've seen a lot of debates online and I do agree. It's almost like you can have two things be true at the same time. Like, we have deserved it in aspects and also in other aspects we've been fortunate. Like, I'm happy to concede on that overall. We'll save it for the bigger chat.
Yeah.
But you can have both. You don't need to have one over the other. You know what I mean?
What impressed me most is throughout the whole season, I'm waiting for that period of drop-off, and he just never came.
That's what everyone was waiting for. Remember that when we were talking about the 10-game run?
You guys had form dips, but you didn't have result dips.
Yeah, the results still came.
The results still came.
Yeah. Like you had form dips, but you didn't have result dips.
Like there's a period where Salah was scoring and assisting like every game for like 8 games in a row. And it's just like I was like,
and then up until the weekend, he pretty much like was dry for about 7 weeks, 6 weeks. It was a while.
But talking about our players here, we are actually doing our team of the season. Now the Premier League's over. The only thing really left to talk about is the top 4 spots.
He's burning.
No.
He's still burning, Riyadh.
Not really. Bro, I gave up on the Prem a long time ago.
That is true, but
Riyadh's burning as well. Centre mid.
Yeah.
Mid.
So we're doing our combined team of the season for this week. I know it's a little bit early, but as I said, the season's pretty much done.
There's only 4 games.
4 games left, and the only thing really left is the top 4 spots in contention. I think 3rd and 4th are sort of in contention. I think 2nd's okay for Arsenal. I think.
Nah, it's done.
So, boys, let's start off. Let's start off in goals. If everyone can make a recommendation, and then we'll come together and pick one player to be our goalkeeper.
What are the actual rules here for us to form this team of the season? Can we pick multiple players from the same team, or are we restricting it to one player per
Why don't you just tell everyone, because you already know?
Well, I'm asking you. Because I've got players in my team, multiple players from a single team.
Yeah.
So I want to.
Yeah, okay. So basically, the way we're going to do it, the way we've decided is to make it a little bit more interesting. We're only going to include one player per team.
Okay.
That's going to make it a little bit trickier, but it's also going to mean that we can't have 5 Liverpool players in there, even though they probably deserve to be in the team of the season. It's just going to spread the love a little bit to the players that maybe don't get the same recognition as the players in those bigger teams currently.
Hey, sorry, before we go on, the more I drink this, the more it tastes like raka. It's like you've like juju'd or something.
No, but if it's give it here, I need it.
Honestly, it's hitting me a different way.
Yeah, if it's like raka, bro, I'll take it. I'll smash that after this opening segment. But boys, let's start with in goals. I want to straight up put Raya in contention for team of the season. I don't think there's too much we need to speak about. He's definitely been a key player for us, which is a shame, considering the expectations we did have across the Arsenal squad, but I think he's been a standout. I pointed him out early in the season to you guys. I really said this would be a big breakout for him, and he'd be spoken about in the same conversations with the Allisons and the Edisons, and Edison's completely dropped off those levels of conversation. So do you guys think that's like a deserved shout? Do you have anyone else you want to include? Do you think Raya has gotten himself to that point where he's considered the best or one of the best, the top 2-3 keepers in the league?
I feel like he was the best keeper this season, but I'm also asking you, who do you reckon was your most important player? Do you believe
across the whole season?
Across the whole season,
Thomas Partey.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Thomas
I didn't
Partey.
expect that. I thought you would have said someone like Saliba or
Thomas Partey.
Honestly, I was not expecting that either.
Well, I mean, I saw firsthand this morning how important Thomas Partey is to how we play football.
He's leaving this season, is he?
He got red card from last game.
Extension
Really?
isn't it?
He got yellow, so he missed.
Sorry, correct.
He got 5 yellows.
Oh, so then he's
against
suspended,
Madrid, so he was suspended for the first game, which was this morning. And there is talks of him extending his contract. Apparently, Arsenal's offered him a new contract with a new structure to his wages. So that's probably something to do with playing minutes, or with his injury history, maybe something to do with that. It could be like if you play 10 games, you get X. If you play 15 games, you get X, whatever, So I think personally, I think he's been our most important player.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's been the best DM in the league this season.
I've got a slightly different take on keepers, based on the rules of the game and based also on the fact that we're basically boiling it down to Arsenal, who's got essentially 4 centre-backs and 2 DMs playing. So he's got a lot of protection. And so does Forrest. For me, I want it to be a little bit different here. Stats-wise, Sal's has the most clean sheets in the league. He's on a 13, I think. Then Raya is on 11.
Yep.
Then the next best is Pickford. Now, Pickford has made errors this season, but I'd go as far as saying more often than not, he is saving Everton from losing games.
Correct. Yeah, I agree.
I've seen a lot of sort of saves that are really sort of hard to pull off and stuff like that. Plus, he's got a lot less quality in front of him. So my personal pick for goalkeeper to save spots for other positions will be Pickford. That's who I'm going to go for, because I did not, again, it's very easy to go for Sals or Raya because they have been the 2 best, but when I think of the sort of next best and impact on a team, because a lot of these clean sheets, it's not just down to the keeper, it's down to the entire defensive unit. So my personal choice will be Pickford.
Sorry, bro, go for it.
The one thing I'll say on that, with Sells leading the race for the clean sheet, Sells has conceded 11 more goals than Raya. But I think a lot of that, like Raya's only conceded 27 goals this season so far.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Across all competitions or just in Premier
Prem.
League?
Just Prem.
Yeah.
27 in the Prem. Sells, I think Sells is on 38.
Yeah.
Or 39, something like that. I haven't had a look at Pickford because, honestly, Everton didn't even cross my mind to deserve a spot, but I think Pickford's actually a really good shout.
Pickford's a really good shout.
Context, I feel like is important because, yes, you're probably right on Sal's conceding more, but they would also concede more of the ball to the opponents as well, whereas Arsenal would retain possession. Like, Raya would only be involved on the ball. He would hardly be involved off the ball. You know what I mean? So...
Yeah.
But overall, out of the two, between Sels and Raya, in terms of quality overall as a keeper and
obviously
skill set,
Raya.
it's very easily Raya.
Yeah.
Berks, what's your judgment about this?
My Jajic.
Yeah. What do you have for us?
I don't want to say Pickford because I hate him, but I mean, yeah, you can't argue against Raya. I was going to say Sells as well, stats wise, but also Flecken could be in contention as well. He's been up there saves wise, maybe not clean sheets wise, but
I feel like outside shot as well. Dean Henderson from Palace.
But the crazy thing about Sells, he's 33.
Is he that old?
He's 33. Wow.
But I mean, keepers they get better with age. You reckon? Like they're not that sort of player that just declines as they get older. Like their experience increases with age. They are the fine wine.
Unless you're Peter Cech and you sign for Arsenal, then you just get turned to fucking. You go from the best keeper in the world to absolute dog shit in the space of a season. So,
but for the sake of this exercise, I reckon we do go Pickford because that's a good shout to have Everton.
Let's go Pickford because
that's just
it allows us to pick an Arsenal player in the starting 11.
Yeah.
That's not a case.
We're gonna have a Liverpool and an Arsenal defender, which is
the thing is
that's what I
pick Raya as a keeper, then I can't pick an Arsenal centre back.
Yeah.
And Arsenal centre backs this season have been
unreal,
amazing.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's the logic.
Who would you? Can we jump into centre backs?
Let's go left back.
Left back.
Yeah. Let's run it by formation. So we're settling on Pickford in goals for our 11.
What is our formation? Are we doing a
4-3-3?
Okay. Always 4-2-3.
Yeah.
Not fucking 3.
No, 3 at the back.
Not
no 3-5-2.
3-4-2-1. None of this fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know what? Hey, sorry. Just random fact. Darwin Núñez, when he was 21 years old, scored 68 goals in the Portuguese league. Or 61. It's either 61 and Gyökeres has 68 or Gyökeres has 61 and Núñez has 68.
Let me check.
So is it really that impressive what Gyökeres is doing?
So you're saying that he might be a fraud?
Well, all I'm saying is the players that have come from
Portugal,
like some excel. Silva,
Bruno Fernandes,
both Silvers, they excel.
Yeah.
But Cancelo for a season, almost unplayable.
João Neves.
All these players are really good. But then there's certain players that leave the Portuguese league and do not light it on fire.
I will give you the perfect example. I'm crazy. Like when players start getting linked, I look into the forums, I look into everything. Like I'll go on opposition fan forums and I'll like Feyenoord forums and I'll see what a player is like if we're getting linked. When I went to check out Darwin Núñez at Benfica, it was the carbon copy of what he showed at Liverpool. It's like he has patches or where he looks good, but technically he can be deceiving because technically he's not that good and he's very like hit and miss. Like there was like a paragraph of a description and it was literally the perfect description of a player. So it's like you do your scouting because if someone was to look at Isaac at Sociedad,
okay, yeah,
they would literally tell you the same things as you're seeing now at Newcastle, like no different. Very technical, very silky, good at link up. So it's almost like with Gyökeres,
pace.
I think he would be able to apply that quality because he doesn't lack technically. Like you can tell he's got the finishing. Whereas with Darwin, there was always a sort of like a rough diamond element to it.
But with Gyökeres, his career didn't excel in England.
Yeah, Coventry.
In Coventry, and he was at Brighton before that.
Was he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was at Brighton, who then sold to Coventry. So clearly, his career didn't kickstart in England, and he did kickstart in Portugal. And again, that goes back to Alpi's argument. Like, could he be a fraud? Could the Prem be too physical for him?
Then again, there is the Champions League as well. He's not solely playing in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's not that he's a fraud or anything. I'm just saying, can his numbers be slightly deceiving? Like, we saw the same numbers from Darwin Núñez, and we've seen Núñez now in the Prem.
I just checked now in like Núñez's stats overall. In Liga Portugal, he says in 57 matches he scored 32 goals. That's just in the league, and then he's got 11 Champions League goals overall. I don't know how much of that is attributed to his time at Benfica. Benfica, wasn't it? Or Sporting, yeah. Benfica. A majority probably would have been from there anyway. But yeah, it's not the same output as Gyökeres, but it's also now he's almost equaled his, like, in much more games, he's almost equaled his time in Portugal at Liverpool. Yeah, 91 games, 25 goals.
Yeah. You know what's crazy though? Like, most, like in the past, like let's say 10 years ago, you would have a pick of like 4 or 5 Isaac type players at smaller clubs and then one gamble like Gyökeres somewhere else. So you could have a pick. Now, most of the markets, like whether it's DM or striker, they're really short. So it's like you're forced to gamble in a way because Sesko, Gyökeres, none of them are finished products by any means. They're massive gambles.
Hoyland.
There's no one apart from Isak that really... Isak and Alvarez from Atletico Madrid that really stand out as real, come into the team and improve it straight away.
Yeah, strikers got phased out when Pep ran the false nine at Barcelona. And then everyone got trained to be a false nine.
Yeah.
You're right.
Dembele, he's not a striker.
I reckon Dembele is the perfect false nine because he's left, right, unbelievable.
Good, nice.
Speed.
Yeah, speed, touch, control, everything. He lacks physicality, but he's got the brains to...
Just his injury record.
If no one can catch him, you don't need physicality, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, left back. Who you got, Riyad?
I initially had Kirkes from Bournemouth. Yeah. I feel like he's trying to take that next step in his career. There's got a couple of interests from United, Liverpool, maybe now Liverpool more front runners.
Agent Dom.
Defensively, he's great. He's so good, quick,
so aggressive
strong,
as well.
so aggressive, and I've watched him closely as well because again we had some interest.
Bro, it's like he's on meth. Have you seen the intensity that he puts into
that's
it?
what I mean.
Bro, it's like he hates that player. That he's, like, whoa, relax, man.
Yeah. But you came up with a point in the chat, and yeah, he is frustrating going up top because there's no final product. He doesn't whip in a great ball. I don't know how his stats are going in terms of assists, and especially with the modern fullback.
Like on occasion, you'll see bits of magic, like the step over and shot against Newcastle. That was a great goal.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's what you see in the highlights.
Yeah.
You don't see, when you watch a full Bournemouth game and you see his attack, it's like, yes, there's a lot of work there to be done.
When I watched him against United, he absolutely destroyed us.
Yeah.
We got them this week, and I'm looking forward to that battle.
Yeah.
I've got Robinson from Fulham.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Most assists in the Prem. Very easy.
Wow.
He's been really consistent, in a mid-table side, really strong. Got a lot of eyes on him. He's a little bit older, but I think he has been the standout left back this season. I really don't think anyone's sort of been at his level for that position specifically throughout the whole 34 games that we've seen.
It'll be interesting to see if he gets approached by bigger teams.
If he was 2-3 years younger, I can confidently say that most clubs would be in for him because he's quality. Bro, he's
27.
He's 28, I'm pretty sure.
27. Turning 28, I think.
Yeah. Who do you guys have?
I have Robertson as well.
Okay.
Robertson.
Robinson.
No.
Robinson.
I was going to say Robertson. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. And Burke says John from the fucking bakery.
So we're going with Robbo.
Robinson.
The
Guys,
American Robbo.
I will say that I thought he was older than he actually is. I thought he was like in his 30.
Oh,
He'd crack
really?
30, but he's given his youth, I'd say that. He's still hitting his prime. Hopefully.
we just want to clarify, Burks is off the hook today for coming here doing jack shit because he's been editing the vlog.
I've actually been, I'm
flat out, so it's okay.
I'm on the moon right now. I'm not present.
Any special mentions in the left back department? Any other names they got floating around?
Yeah, well, fucking, if Miles Skelly had a full season under him, I would have definitely put him forward, bro.
Anything? Oh,
unbelievable.
Lewis Hall.
Yeah,
I think
Lewis
he's a fair
Hall,
shout.
Newcastle. Absolutely. Do you know who I'm actually disappointed in? I thought Faraday was going to have a really good season at Brighton.
Well, you guys were so confident he's not even in the team anymore.
I forgot all about him.
Because when he came, he was playing, starting games, off the bench. He looked all right.
Did he get injured?
He got injured.
I think he scored a goal at some point as well.
And then since then, he hasn't been back.
And so I had high hopes for him when he initially signed at Brighton.
Should have come to United.
It's not about the team he signed for, but when he went to Brighton, I was like, it's like a development club. Like they make players even better to sell them for more money. So...
but they paid like 34 mil for him.
Yeah,
so it was their record. It was their record signing.
Well, he scored that one goal.
That cracker. The one goal. That's what I mean. I had really high hopes for him when he signed. But
he's only played 6 games in the Prem. It's crazy. And he's listed as a midfielder.
Something he doesn't like though. But that's the thing. Like some coaches might not like him at all, and then he gets fired. Another coach comes in, all of a sudden he's playing regularly.
Yeah,
like Ryan Gravenberch.
Yeah. Grav. All right. If there's no one else, we're jumping into the centre back pairing. Let's do them as a pairing, guys.
I feel like this would be pretty unlock.
Who you got then?
I'm going to go Van Dijk Saliba.
Van Dijk Saliba. So that's your Liverpool and
I
your
know some would
Arsenal.
say Gabby, but I'd say Saliba in this instance.
Fair enough.
I had Huijsen and Gabriel.
Ooh.
I had Van Dijk and Huijsen.
I had Saliba and Huijsen.
You just made that up.
only because
Actually, no, I want to
Salah. Only because Salah deserves to be.
Got the rules.
I can't look past Gabriel's set piece contributions. And
Yeah.
Saliba's been a little bit shaky, close to end of season.
Look, there's been one Premier League game, which is the last one against Palace. But outside of that, he's been pretty.
I mean, just
phenomenal.
overall for France, and he's just been a bit shaky.
Not for France.
Like he's still developing. I get it, but I'd much rather have Gabriel. Seems like a more sturdier option.
I've said this whole season that he's been our better. Like Gabriel's been our better centre back. You guys thought I was crazy. Well, at least you did, Riyad. But I definitely think Gabriel's been the better out of the two Arsenal centre backs.
Yeah.
Are we forgetting about anyone? Maybe like Fabian Schär at Newcastle. He's been pretty good.
What about like Murillo or something?
Milinkovic.
Yeah, Milinkovic-Savic.
Bro, it's not Milinkovic-Savic.
What is it?
Milinkovic-Savic is the other guy. He's a midfielder.
Milinkovic-Savic.
Guy that's playing in
He's
Saudi.
got a brother.
Yeah.
He's a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And the other one plays in fucking Saudi Arabia.
Are you sure?
Oh, wait, is it his brother?
You've tacked on Savage every time, and I'm like, bro, it's just Milinkovic.
Are you
Did you say
sure?
that's his brother?
138%.
He played for Napoli and then
brother.
got signed.
Yeah, he's lazy. For the national team, he's just a lazy.
He was
He was high hopes for
he
a
was
long
touted
time,
to be one of the
yeah,
most
bro. Like
expensive.
United
midfielders.
link, yeah.
and he never went anywhere.
I think
yeah.
United were willing to spend big bucks, but
Just Milinkovic, Nikola
Couldn't
Milinkovic.
couldn't
from
compete with
Fiorentina,
Saudi.
captain.
Are you sure?
Bet my house on it.
Because that is a different player. That is a different player. I think.
Let me have a look.
Nikola Milinkovic
No
from
shit,
Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Who the fuck's Milinkovic-Savic then?
The other player, he was from
Lazio,
Napoli.
he
Or
was
Lazio.
in Saudi Arabia.
Lazio.
not
Was he a
Napoli.
centre back?
No,
He's like a midfielder.
Gun.
No shitter.
Gun.
Well, there you
He
go,
was
guys.
touted as being the next big thing for ages. And
You
then
learn
he just,
something new every day.
The
Apparently,
next
I've been saying his name
Pog
right.
back.
Yeah, right. Pog balls. Well, let's settle on a centre back pairing then. Is this?
I remove Van Dijk because I forgot about
I want to go
the one player
Murillo.
rule. Yeah, Murillo.
I think he deserves his flowers this season.
I think there's better Forest players that we can put into this team.
You know what? It's hard with Murillo. His height. He's
Munoz
not a
is the
very
other one,
tall
isn't he?
centre back.
Bro, look at Wandy. Look at myself, bro. If I can, like
Exactly. You went
midgets
fuck all
on
in the air.
Nah, but he was great in the air as well, bro.
Bro, I saw Ryan
was.
Don Paul win a header. I was amazed.
No, he did too.
Sorry.
No, I remember that being. I remember that line in the pod.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bro, what a leap on the
vlog.
man.
Ryan's got fucking.
He was
hops.
mind blown. He's like, bro, Ryan just won a header.
Ryan's hops.
He's got those flubber tags underneath his shoes.
What?
You guys
Oh,
watch
look at those
Flubber?
bits, huh?
You know those boots? Boing.
Yeah, I really like the Huijsen shout. I think sort of for an unknown player, 19 years old, to come into the Premier League and to be, after one season, being talked about by Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, like all these teams.
Bro, I'd be so cut if I was Zabani. I'm like, bro,
Oh.
I'm also 24.
Yeah.
And I'm also part of that fucking unit. Hey, what about me, man?
No, he's been,
Should we all agree? Huijsen?
Huijsen
Definitely.
coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout, guys.
Yeah. And who's a second centre back?
Huijsen from Bournemouth. I like the
Saliba?
Gabriel. I like the Gabriel shout.
It's got to be
behind
Gabriel
Saliba.
for me.
Gabby?
I mean, we're talking about the
We're going
highest scoring
through, yeah.
defender in the league. We're talking about the leader of the Arsenal backline. If
How
we
many goals he got? Like 6, 7 this season?
I think 4 or 5.
Does
bro.
his
Still, that's
injury-
decent for us to
Does his
defend.
injury tout him a bit? Like in
Well-
terms of Saliba's basically played every game but that red card.
I think the fact that we're talking about Gabriel for the team of the season and he hasn't played in the last couple of weeks really does cement how important he was.
Don't forget the
Have you
trolling
seen-
of the opposition players
You
as
haven't
well.
seen that?
Yeah, I mean, everything with
The
Haaland.
entertainment factor, yeah.
Everything with Haaland and the really nice hairline he's got. I think we go with Gabriel Magalhaes, Arsenal. Well, this one's an interesting one, guys.
Right back.
Right back. I'll go first on this one if you guys want. I've got Mazraoui for Manchester United.
Interesting.
What do you have for that?
Just reference to the Gabriel. Just quickly.
Did you send it?
I'll wait till he gets the Gabriel one.
معزرة لمنتخب الساروس زاد الهوى
We can't put this in, bro.
Oh, that's hilarious. Nah, this is stayed in.
Baby, come down. No, this is not the Gabriel one, bro.
What are you showing us, bro?
Oh, fuck it up.
Oh, I can't wait.
That was still quality.
We'll do another fucking aneurysm. He's not with us. He had a deviated rectum. Deviated septum?
Was that on purpose or not?
Sorry, not rectum.
You got me.
Bro, I'm gonna find this Gabriel, but the guy starts going, "Oh, yeah, Gabriel." It's the same guy, bro. I was like, "What the fuck is going on, bro?"
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Vex, who you got a right back? Oh, sorry. I said I got Mazraoui.
Mazraoui.
Mazraoui from United. I think he's been a standout defender. He came in right wing back, right set. He started at right back, went to right wing back, played left wing back, and right centre back and left centre back. I think we really need to put him. If we're going to include a United player, I just don't see any other player really that gets into any of these other positions ahead of someone else.
I think mine does.
You got another United player?
I have gone for Ola Aina at right back.
Ooh.
Part of a very good.
But we haven't. Have we chosen a Forest player? We haven't.
We haven't.
No, we haven't chosen a Forest player.
Gabriel and Huijsen.
Huijsen from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
He plays for Bournemouth, mate.
Yeah, no, I know.
Look, I don't disagree with LP in terms of what Mazraoui's come and done for United. Like, he's been a chameleon, play him anywhere, and he does well. And I think he's had
15 mil only.
And his price tag does speak volumes. Like, yeah, everyone thought De Ligt was going to be that better player that when we signed them both from Bayern, and Mazraoui wasn't really spoken about. They're like, oh yeah, he's going to be like he's De Ligt's cover up. He's just going to be a squad player. But then he basically played every game. You know, so I agree in terms of he's been a standout right defender, like right back, right centre back. But I feel like there's a better plaar in the United squad.
The thing is, though, he's still part of that defensive unit. So it's like,
didn't we have that reel from episodes ago where Red was saying
De Ligt?
Get rid of fucking Mazraoui.
That was his favourite player.
Who, Maz?
Because he's been. But
good,
that's
right?
when when the season started, he was really, really good, and then we noticed a period of like drop off. I haven't seen since. He could have regained it back.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's to those original levels when he started the season.
Because as a collective, we've been shit. But like when you see the moments he's had, like he hasn't had direct assist, but leading up to an assist where he's like lobbed the ball, found an attacker, and then
the stats won't show you that.
The stats won't show you that. Where he's like taken on 2-3 players. And
the stats will show that. Take on completed and like all of that.
In terms of like Robinson, for instance, where he's got the most assists because there's been goals directly by
direct
him.
data. Yeah.
Whereas with Mazraoui, he'll take on 2-3 players and then he'll give a mad through ball for that player to then
take a bad touch or something.
Whip it in a goal.
Yes, like I said in the chat, but I haven't picked this team based on stats at all.
Yeah.
Like stats haven't come into my thinking. Well, the way I've done this is which player did I expect to be here, but they've really been here for the season. Like I didn't expect jack shit from Mazraoui. The only player that I picked on based on like pure, I thought he'd be good and he was even better than that was Van Dijk. But Mazraoui, I wasn't expecting anything from.
Can't believe we didn't go Van Dijk as a centre back.
No, but that's fair.
That's because Salah.
We know who we're waiting for.
Season. Mason Mount, what?
If Olaine has obviously been a gun as well. He's probably been the best right back in the league.
What about? I know this is like he's not played as many games,
Not
but like a Reece James or something.
No,
wouldn't you?
You've got a couple more ahead of Trent. You've got
Connor Bradley.
Remind me again of the Crystal Palace right back.
Munoz
has been excellent.
Yeah.
And there's a name.
From?
Let me get back to it.
Give me a name.
I've literally had it and I've just lost it. Tino Livramento.
From Newcastle.
He's been excellent for Newcastle.
I mean, but I think we have to save the Newcastle spot for Isaac. This is what makes this way of doing.
So Isaac, it's between Isaac and Guimaraes.
Livramento is Harry Maguire's younger brother, and I can't unsee it, bro.
He looks like he's hard,
it's
bro.
him,
He looks like less of a blockhead version. Like he looks like the.
He looks like Maguire on Ozempic.
But he's got a blockhead too, bro. Maybe the fun size Cadbury, not the fucking family.
He's the 600 gram block, the massive one.
Fuck.
So who are we going with?
Who have you got at right back?
I didn't get to that stage because
he was playing 3-4, 3-5-2.
That was one where I got stuck because Trent was really, really good early on.
No, it wasn't.
He was with his assist and, flair. Aina came to my mind and I really liked that, but then I thought I had someone else from Forest, Murillo. So, but you know what? Mesro is a good shout. Like I can't fault that.
I think it's your only chance to get a player in.
No, Bruno is definitely. Bruno deserves a spot, bro.
I genuinely think Mesro is your only chance.
But there's so many players that are better than Mesrowi. Harry Maguire is better than Mesrowi this season.
What I'm talking about is
as a right back.
I think right back's the only position you can get a player in for United.
So do you reckon Mesrowi had a better season than Delo?
I think
Delo. Oh, sorry, it was Delo. That was the real I was thinking of when he said Delo was the best.
My favourite player.
Yeah.
So, I said yeah.
I think you've wished
more
injuries on Delo than you have on Mesrowi.
That's the metric we measured against
with United.
Massive letdown Delo this season.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Obviously, he's looked better at right wing back than he did at left wing back, but he still gives you nothing.
Yeah,
like he doesn't give you much.
Is it too harsh for us not to be mentioning Pedro Porro at all? Like zero?
No, not harsh.
He started well though, I feel like, but he just dropped off. As they dropped off, but like
I feel like in a better team,
Spurs just fell off
he'd
a
be an
cliff
absolute
in
gun.
I think he'd be better in a better team.
Because we were talking about him a lot at the start, like early on in the season.
You guys might have been. I definitely wasn't.
You're in a different situation.
He just hates.
He just hates anything. It doesn't matter.
He'd be great at City, Porro. He'd be so good in City.
I mean, no Porro.
Yeah, and then didn't give him a chance.
No Porro, no Guardiola. It's interesting back four.
Guardiola's. I mean, anyone who's only watched the final scores of the game with like the goal scorer, they'll be like Guardiola, what a season. But anyone who's actually watched him play realizes how poor he has been.
He was leading the stats in something though.
Very leaky.
He was leading.
In
he was leading.
Like
for goals, bro.
Goal involvement.
No, there was something else. I think it was passes into the final third or something. Let me find it.
I think the guy just wants to play as a striker or something.
Another nonsense stat. All right, well, I think it seems like we're picking between Mazraoui and
Aina.
Olaina.
It was final third passes. I don't want to put him at but who else would that? But we don't have to put every single team.
No, we don't. There's only 11 players.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go against United and say Aina.
Yeah.
Just look what the two teams are, for God's sake.
So we're going Aina in at right back.
We're not going to agree on Bruno.
We have to, bro. There's no other better player, bro, in that position.
Oh, bro, come on.
Nottingham Forest.
Even Palmer's better than him.
We're moving on to our three midfielders. I've done a DM, an 8 and a 10. That's what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Has everyone got the same?
I mean, we're all working to the same hymn
Same
sheet,
metrics?
as they say.
Kick us off here.
Don't really have a 10. I think undeniably at the base of that midfield, you have to have Caicedo in there.
That's who I've got as well.
I've got Caicedo.
Dominating the defensive stats. I think if Isaac wasn't in this equation, Guimaraes would have been another interesting midfielder to include here. But Caicedo for me.
I had Rice in the equation too.
Yeah.
I had Rice in the equation.
Yeah. This has been a really interesting season for Rice, to be honest, because at the start, it was nowhere near the level he is now. Like, he's really built himself into the season. And obviously, we got the bias of the 2 free kicks against Real Madrid and the games he had against Real Madrid. But, it's been an interesting season.
I feel like if we're talking purely expectation, though, then it's harsh that Gravenberg misses out here because he's literally gone from not playing at all
to
being a vital cog in a title-winning team.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
But impact-wise?
I don't think Grav's been as good as he was after Christmas, after New Year's.
No, he's dropped off.
Yeah.
McAllister's been up.
Yeah, he's dropped off and Mac has really picked
replaced
up. Yeah, so I think if Grav had maintained to some degree the level he showed from the start of the season, then he'd be a shoo-in for sure.
100%.
Because I think he's played the most minutes in the league or something like that. Like
he's gone from playing nothing to
every
33 games straight.
Do you think there was a massive catalyst for Liverpool's success? Is 3 of their midfielders are so versatile, and you can literally play them in all 3 different midfield positions. Like, you can play McAllister as a 6 if you really wanted to.
I think it's the physicality of the player. They're runners. You know what I mean? They got the tank to do it.
Yeah,
it's a combination of playing players in their best positions and during the full 90, when you look at the heat map, making sure that they're spending the most time where they're most deadly. And like tactically, I think, Dom doesn't get as much flowers as you should, but he's covering that entire side and helping, block out attacks.
He does that Henderson role almost like
he does the Henderson role.
Running.
Now it'll be interesting to see what happens in the summer if we still continue with that system, knowing that Trent is probably going to leave. Maybe
I reckon Grab might
Dom
get a
comes
few
back
approaches.
as an 8 rotation, and we get an actual number 10, which will be interesting. Who knows?
Do you reckon Grav might get a bit of interest from La Liga?
Well, there's been there was all that little story that came out like 2-3 weeks ago about like his manager saying, "Of course, we'd love for him to play at Madrid, whatever." Like, and he had to be like, "It's not happening. Like, relax." Not
What if
gonna leave.
what if the right
you never know.
price for the right price?
You never know.
You guys are the biggest Madrid feeder club.
Moving along.
You don't feed to anyone else. It's just Madrid.
7-Eleven.
They just come take your players when they want, bro.
Who've they taken?
Trent.
Yeah, Trent. Who else?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, there's U-turn talks. Apparently,
There's no one
Did
else.
you see
bro. There's
Linda
no one else.
Pizzuti's emoji? God damn it.
the eyeballs.
There's no one else.
Linda Pizzuti is John Henry's wife. John Henry is the owner of FFG. And somebody tagged her and went, Trent, question mark.
No, it was
and
a Trent. She's
replied,
like Trent in the picture or something, and she's like,
she just replied with eye emoji.
side eyes,
Fair enough. Oh,
Bit
hopefully
of
he
a-
stays, right? Honestly, it's better for the league if he stays. And I enjoy watching Trent, so hopefully he does stay.
But that's what I always say, like, because like we're always like, because we're like opposition fans of like opposing clubs, we're always like, haha, yeah, you lost a player.
But
Like
deep
the
down,
Premier League overall is losing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
imagine Odegaard left and Trent left and Salah left to be like, who do we actually watch?
What is it?
Like
Watch
Jack
now.
Grealish.
Yeah, he's got a new haircut. So, does anyone have anyone outside of Caicedo for the DM, the 6 role?
Nah, fair enough. If we kind of Guimaraes,
Yeah.
then I'd say,
Everyone
yeah.
rolling Caicedo.
Yeah. I'm happy
Who's
with that.
your second midfielders?
What was the setup you said?
4-3-3,
But as in like 6,
8-10.
8, 10. Okay.
Yeah, I've got Damsgaard from Brentford. I think he's been a really slept on midfielder this year or this season.
Hey, let's get one thing straight.
Yeah.
He needs a trip to Turkey.
Absolutely, fucking 100%. But
Flash a picture.
luckily for him, his hairline and lack of hair doesn't affect his performance.
I think it's a Norwegian thing, bro. Or it's Norwegians.
You mean like, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Like that, what do they call them? Scandinavian
This
region?
like,
Apologies.
go get your hair done. Even with, what's his name is struggling now as well.
Haaland,
No, United's Norwegian. Not Norwegian. Is he?
What? Ericsson.
Hoyland,
Ericsson, bro.
Ericsson's been that way for a while, though.
Denmark, yeah, Eriksen's
Danish, yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's a Scandinavian thing. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
it's
just go get your hair done.
The Vikings.
I think they're allergic
Bro,
to
I
like,
thought Vikings had good hair.
It's the genetics of having the hair.
I could have sworn last season Damsgaard was just coming off the bench. He wasn't even having a sniff. And now all of a sudden, I feel like he's come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he's been really crucial to how they play.
You know who he's displaced that I remember from the season before playing lots? Jensen.
Yeah,
Jensen came out. This guy came back in.
Damsgaard came in.
Creativity. Because Norgard's still
yeah.
part of their midfield.
He's a captain.
And he's a dirty player
Dog.
too.
Does anyone have any other shouts outside of Damsgaard?
There was a couple of Wolves midfielders that I really enjoy watching. Gomez is one of them, and their number 7. What was his name? Andre
Silva.
No, I think his name's just.
Is he a DM?
Yeah,
Little pitbull.
he's just this quality on the ball, like 100%.
I had a
pass
differential.
accuracy. Like the guy's just.
Yeah. Wolves.
But there's someone else in Wolves that I wanted to mention. So
I think everyone wants Cunha in the team, to be honest.
So I don't know. This is a tricky one because I think Damsgaard's good. I just think there's someone way better than him.
Right, weren't you dying to say who this whole time?
Nah, not yet. Nah,
not yet.
That's for the.
Well,
that's for the 10.
now that I've lost, I want a Morgan Gibbs White in the 10.
Yeah.
But now that I've lost him in the 10, I want Cunha in the 10.
No chance, bro. Nah.
But it's all- it's down to
Cunha is
numbers.
more of a wide player.
As an outside shout, do you reckon like a Tillemans as like
I
an
had Tielemans as my
Tillemans a good shout. I think he's teetered off a little bit, but he's before. What's his name? From
Onana?
PSG. No, from PSG.
Ugarte?
No, the Villa player from PSG. I've gone blank.
Oh,
What's his name, man? Not Asensio. Yeah,
no, that was Asensio. Yeah,
Asensio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before Asensio came, Tielemans was the key cog in that midfield. You know, he was creating. He was.
Onana was before he got
balls, yeah.
injured. Onana was he was unreal
Yeah.
for Villa.
Scenario for our number 10, you've got choice between Cunha and Eze. Who do you buy now as a club?
Right now,
Cunha. Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Just going off the 2 seasons both players have had.
I feel like Eze's starting to pick up because he was very very
Crystal
disappointing
Palace
season.
in general are starting to pick up.
Oh man, they look unbelievable. Their forward press at the moment looks so good.
They started off so shit too. Like
Yeah.
the start of the season they were just
Even-
terrible.
But have they got to 12th yet? I feel like every season they just finish 12th.
Everyone is ahead.
Even
of
that, even their striker
Bro,
Mateta.
Palace is literally sitting in 12th right now. That's where they'll stay till the end of the season.
And this is after losing Elise.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
Guys, we need our second midfielder. We've got Damsgaard, we've got João Gomez, we've got Andre from Wolves. We've got 2 options from Wolves there. Tielemans. I'm happy to go with Tielemans. I think he's been pretty good this season.
yeah. I don't think there's
I would
anyone
say.
else for. Oh,
like Morgan Rogers, suppose.
Yeah.
He could potentially, but we know he's gone.
What about Alpi's
No, he's
favourite
not there.
player from Newcastle? The big bad Brazilian.
Joel
Joel
Linton.
Linton.
I actually rate Joel Linton a lot, but I hate when we play against him.
He's just a menace.
Bro, can we
Yeah.
seriously ask what is wrong with that leg of his?
Can
Have
we-
you seen
What's wrong
are
with
those
his leg?
veins
What's
or
wrong with
like
his leg?
what is that?
I actually haven't
He's
seen
got like
it.
varicose
Google
veins. Hold on.
Google
Why are you looking at his legs for, bro?
because it's so weird, bro. He puts it up as a post, and I'm like, bro, you need to go to
Oh,
hospital.
okay.
That
It's
bad.
so weird,
That bad.
bro.
He's
It's
just shredded, bro. He's just got.
no.
It's like some gigantism. of
Look
his-
at it.
Oh,
Like
those
that's
veins,
what do
bro.
they call them? That's
Something
Insane.
veins.
Yeah,
Vi-
yeah.
You should see some other photos of it. It's
That's
fucked.
fucked. I think
Let's go with Damsgaard because obviously he's been a standout.
He's got
for,
the most assists in the Prem for.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
we'll go with Damsgaard.
and he plays for Brentford.
varicose veins. That's the one.
Varicose veins. Yeah,
Give myself a pat on the back for that one.
So did we get Damsgaard in?
we got
did.
Damsgaard in.
We did Brentford. All right, we're up to our number 10. This is going to be
Bruno,
Heated-
Bruno,
heated
Bruno. Has to be Bruno.
We got a 3 against 1 here. I
Bro,
think.
it has to be. Who else can it be?
James Madison.
Bro, the guy hasn't played.
He's got one less. Yeah, exactly, and he's got one less
I don't
assist
care.
than Bruno. And Bruno's played every single game.
Bruno. Bruno is a showman.
To be fair,
That's-
Bruno is at most chances created, but
I'm telling
that's
you
'cause he
right
gets
now,
to.
I
yeah,
will.
but I know, but
I'll
I don't want to pick
admit
him.
it.
I'm just saying he's.
If you
He's
try
always
the
got that
most,
feather in
you'll
his
create
cap.
the most, right?
Bruno Fernandes
You miss every shot you don't take.
single-handedly saved us from relegation. You take Bruno out, United get relegated, bro. It's simple. I get Alpi's argument. What's your argument, Alpi? That he's been what? Consistent every year.
I just don't think he's been any different to any other season. I don't think he's stood out. I think the only reason he stood out for you this season is because everything around him is just
because
dog
we
shit.
were far deep in the trenches,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, like because everything's
Drowning.
so bad, you think he's been like a shining light, but he's been the same Bruno that he's been every season, and you guys have gotten consistently worse every season.
You got to think about credential for team of the season. Like
yeah,
we're trying to
and
build.
he will be.
We're trying
the
to build
Premier
a team
League-
of the season. Like
he
you
will
guys are
be-
currently in 14th or 15th. Like,
Yeah.
that's not.
14th.
That's not
Doesn't
a.
matter. We're talking about Everton,
Yeah, no, but
Pickford
st-
being,
but
as the
still.
number- and they're fucking almost being relegated.
Again, it's the
Well, they're not,
expectation
but
thing. It's we expect someone to be where they ended up getting. Like Apu was saying before.
We didn't expect Liverpool to win the season this year, but they
That's
did.
what I'm saying.
No, that's what I mean. So
Expectation.
we'd say they overachieved.
Whereas you
Yeah.
guys, you got a new manager. You have made what 3 or 4 signings, maybe more than that. Even I
More
can't
with the
remember, but
previous manager. With this one, only
new
two.
manager signings. You expect all right. Like this is meant to be like a rebuild phase. We're going to get some
But
stability.
you were saying you were going to make top 4 this year.
Instead of that, you
I did
guys have
early
literally
on.
gone more backwards than you have in the last 10 years.
Yeah, the whole club has gone backwards. But if there's one player that hasn't gone backwards,
Sorry,
and he's
new ownership too, I
consistently-
should add.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, and
if there's
we
one player
agree.
that but if there's one player that hasn't gone backwards, and he's proven
Bruno.
once again that he is quality, and he'll play basically in any team in the world right now.
But I don't think you can say
And it's Bruno Fernandes. Put aside, I know you guys have this fucking
It's
bias.
like, but like, imagine like we always talk about like at Soccer Fives, we talk about shots. Like if I took 400 shots and I had 20 goals for the year, it's like, bro, I took 400 shots.
Conversion
Bruno
rate of
Fernandes
It's a bit of a-
has the stats because every time he gets the ball, he'll try something outrageous. He's got the luxury.
I get it. It's a bit of an exaggeration though, with 400 shots. But he's the only player that keeps trying. He's the only player that, regardless if the team's down and we're fucking 4-0 down or whatever, he still pushes and it'll produce something.
Oh, I completely agree with everything you're saying. I just don't think he's been any different to any other season.
Yeah, that's because for me, why he's been different in terms of his stats, same. Yeah, still scoring the same amount of goals, still having the same amount of assists, same impact. But when we are sitting 13th to 15th and nothing's working out, and you got Bruno pulling out miracles,
Yeah, but
and he could have had more goals.
Miracles. You're talking five non-penalty goals, 8 goals in total with 3 penalties.
Yeah, but like there's
and
been
9
moments
assists.
where the assist. There's been moments where goals saving us and winning us a game, getting us a point.
Yeah,
saving us relegation. That's like tell me another player that sits as a cam. Like put United aside right now, the club. But some team that's playing that are sitting 13th to 15th and has hit
Cunha,
double figures.
Cunha,
James
Kudus, Madison. Like there are other players that you can put in there. Paqueta, he's at West Ham. West Ham's around that same region.
Got Bruno's quality, and I just don't see another cam replacing him.
The example that we're trying to make, and this popped into my head now. This reference, and I had to Google what the quote was. But have you guys watched? I'm sorry, Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah,
The movie with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
You know, at the start when the dad's giving a speech, and he's like, 2 little mice fell into a bucket of cream. One of them, the first mouse quickly gave up and drowned. The second mouse wouldn't quit. He struggled so hard that eventually he churned that cream into butter and he crawled out. That's what Bruno is right now.
Do you get it?
Like United is
A
that. Incidentally, it is that. I actually did not mean that as a rat reference. I know I've done that before, but that's what United is right now. And that Bruno is just that second mouse that just keeps trying to churn.
Look, I'm happy
butter.
to concede and have Bruno in the team.
I'll throw something at you, Riyadh.
You have to, bro. There's
I'll
no
throw
one
something
else.
at you. So, would you rather one player in your midfield has 30 goal and assist involvements and you finish 12th, or 3 players have a shared 30, so 10 each,
Shared output,
but win the league, win the title? What would you rather have?
No, 100%. I'd have 3 shared and win the league.
So
because
would-
ultimately that's his
Do you
target.
think Bruno can be in a title-winning team
Absolutely.
as a midfielder?
Absolutely. And for him to actually still stick it out at United, being approached with money and whatnot. But I'm telling you now, Bruno can play in any other team and will actually find success.
So who would you, in the current Liverpool team, who would you take out and put Bruno in there?
Sob in the midfield.
Let's see, I don't think that would work.
Yeah,
At United?
I don't
At
think
United.
he would.
No.
Also, He
Or
stays.
we're talking about Liverpool.
He stays because he's on 300,000 a week.
Who does? Sob.
Nothing else.
Bruno. He's on
We're not talking about money now.
In other words,
players.
he's a rat in butter. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nah. Look, I'm happy to concede
and cream.
and have him in the team. I don't think he deserves to be in the team. Genuinely, I don't.
Look, all I know is when the official Prem team of the season
I
comes
wouldn't
out,
be so confident.
I think Bruno will.
I wouldn't be
there.
so confident.
I think Bruno will be.
I
there.
genuinely wouldn't be so confident
yeah.
about that.
I don't think he will.
All right, let's,
But again,
let's discuss
if they're
it this way.
basing it on, because we're only going off one player per team,
Yeah.
So are we
Yeah.
happy then to go Caicedo? Who else do we have?
Damsgaard.
We discuss a third. Are
Damsgaard.
we happy to swap Damsgaard out and put Bruno in there?
as an 8,
Or as a whatever you want to put him as?
he can play as both 8, 6.
Why don't we put him as a right
sorry,
winger?
10.
Let's put Cunha in as the 10.
Let's pick a
Does
third
it happen?
midfielder and then review our entire unit. And then we'll see if we can
But
pop him in.
this isn't like a team you're going to play on. Like this isn't a team that's going to go play. This is just who we think has been the standout player in their position, given what we know about them, what we expected from them, what they've done through the whole season. You know, like the criteria.
I just feel like his reputation is taunted by
him.
Himself.
by his antics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that overshadows his
Hold on.
perform-
Is Tottenham, because I haven't looked at the table in a while, is Tottenham lower than you?
Yeah,
in the
they
table?
are.
They're
So arguably, James Maddison, again, like I said, he's got
16.
one less assist, has played less, and he plays in a far worse team. So why wouldn't Maddison be over Fernandes in there?
You can argue that, but I think Madison has purely played as an attacking
Madison has
attacking
9
player.
goals and 7 assists.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
Bruno's
but,
got 8 and 9.
But if Bruno played for Tottenham, I think Bruno would be on more goals and more assists. Could you imagine if United strikers could actually finish?
Yeah, but now
He'd probably be on 15
Keepers
assists.
because the spectrum's now changing.
Football,
You know,
yeah.
now
Play
we're
football.
talking about what ifs.
What if Bruno played for another club? It'd definitely be the.
I doubt it.
I don't think he would.
No, I think he would.
I genuinely doubt it.
Look,
bro.
let's not waffle on.
Yeah.
Deep
No,
topic.
Let's not. But
I'm all for Bruno, and I feel like he just warrants his season and him saving United from relegation single-handedly warrants him to be in our Prem.
I think what saved you from
The
relegation is
OTB.
far worse
I don't-
teams being in the league.
Yeah.
More than anything else.
Probably saved you from relegation.
Yeah, I mean, you're lucky that the teams that came up are the teams that are going back down.
Southampton,
again. Like,
Ipswich.
we had
Southampton
we had
broke
really
records
bad,
for
really
being
bad.
horrific. Yeah, like that's,
yeah, but we've had a really bad season, bro.
and you're lucky that
Really
it didn't
bad.
get even worse with the relegation because that was a real possibility.
Yeah.
At some point.
Is it interesting that there's no chats about Foden or Palmer?
No, fine.
I said Palmer. I said I'd have Palmer.
Palmer's just
Not
completely
even
dried up
Palmer,
second
bro.
half of the season.
But yeah, he just gave up.
He's just
like,
gone.
Like I said to Oogie, he shows up only half the time.
Because I mean, these were two real stout. I mean, Foden won Player of the Year last season for the Premier League. Palmer was touted as the next big thing coming out of the Premier League. You know, all these talks about him being 150 million
Generational.
Generational
blah,
talent.
Blah, blah, blah. All this shit was spoken
Did
about
Oogie say
those
that, or
two
did he
players.
say I'm not admitting to that? I can't
No, he did.
remember.
He definitely did.
What do we sort of make of those two seasons? Just quickly to touch base on those players.
But even going as far as you probably don't want to mention, but Odegaard as well.
Oh, Odegaard's
That's
dropped
been
off a cliff.
massive dropped off.
Yeah,
So
since his injury,
a lot
yeah.
of players, Eze as well. Just these players that just haven't turned up.
So like if Odegaard was having the season he was having last season in prior seasons, there would be no. You wouldn't be having this argument about Bruno. Like I think we'd all be comfortable to be able to put Odegaard in there.
Yeah, if
we
Odegaard
didn't
was
already
having a
have
better season,
Gabriel.
we would have been having a closer title race if Odegaard was
Potentially,
having
yeah.
a better season. But I'm putting Bruno F in, guys.
Oof.
Just to not upset Riyadh. I don't think he deserves it. So we've got a midfield trio of Caicedo, Damsgaard, and Bruno F. That's a really shit midfield.
Do you know what? You know, Foden, especially Palmer, this scene just remind me of like a movie sequel where it's just like
Nowhere near as good.
there's nowhere near as good as the first one, and everyone's like excited, like I can't wait for part 2. You know, wow, when is it going to come out? Yeah, 2026. You know, we wait all year for it, and then it's just shit.
Nah, to be fair though, he had a mad start. Like early on, he was scoring hat tricks,
Palmer
braces.
is one of the woke Avenger movies.
The way
One of the woke Avenger movies. You know, like his first season was like Infinity War, where everyone's like, "This is mad, we love it."
Yeah.
But
And
the
then
season
eventually-
after was like one of the woke movies.
he became
where
Miss
everyone-
Marvel.
Yeah, Palmer is Miss
Or the
Marvel.
Marvels. The Marvels, sorry,
He's
whatever it
Miss
was.
For what happened there. That's who Palmer's been this season.
But you know what's funny? Like if he's not scoring or assisting, you can see some like outside of the boot flick or something. Like even that's like you're not seeing anything.
But Sancho could do that too, and
Let's go left wing because I think our striker and right wing are set in stone, guys. Maybe Cunha for left wing then.
we can't pick another United player.
Oh no!
Early there.
Cunha.
Yeah.
Little bit
I
early.
can't wait. But yes, I had Cunha too as left.
Rashford.
He has been,
That's not bad,
he has
actually.
been electric for
Shout.
Villa.
Yeah, have we chosen a Villa player?
No. Oh no, we did Tielemans.
No,
we did
you know what?
Tielemans, yeah.
Should we take Bruno out and put Tielemans in?
Yep. Done.
No,
Caicedo, Damsgaard, and Tielemans.
no chance.
That's a way more balanced midfield.
That's what I
reckon,
said.
than
Once we
got.
pick our final midfielder, let's review.
We'll review
Bro,
it
what
at
the
the
fuck
end.
has Tillemans done this season, bro?
He's been important
he's
for
been
that Villa
shit.
side,
He's
man.
been
Come on.
key.
Nah,
been key
man.
for
Rogers.
Villa.
It's literally Rogers for Villa. It's been Rogers.
All right, so we should take Bruno out and put Rodgers in.
No, Rogers as more of a
At 10.
No, he's not. He's not been playing as
Who
a
would you rather have, Bruno or Rogers?
right now. Bruno.
Are we going Cunha in on the left?
Yes.
I've got him on the left.
Yeah?
Take that.
Cunha in on the left for Wolves.
The next two.
I mean, these front
Quite
three are really obvious.
Hey, just quickly, what number does he take? The number 10 for United?
Who's got it at the moment?
Rashford, and he's gone.
You
Is
don't
that
know if he's
is
got
that before or after his straight red card?
Unless Rashi takes a big pay cut to go to a team, I don't think he'll go.
So what number does he take?
Bro, Rashi's on $500,000 a week.
Is he actually?
Nah.
He'll take a pay cut.
He's on
400, bro.
Nah, he's on
380.
350.
380.
That's why you guys are in trouble.
Bro, but Rashford's wages are ludicrous.
That's ridiculous.
He'll have to take a pay cut to
he
move
will.
on.
Right,
Can you just imagine like closing your WhatsApp notifications and you get a notification from your bank going £350,000 received? What the fuck do you do with that?
So they get paid every 6 months.
Still.
You know what I mean? Like, imagine that. Like, you get a notification. 8.4 million just deposited into
Just
your account.
Bro, could you imagine?
Bank of Melbourne.
Could you imagine you're on that sort of wages, but you're living paycheck to paycheck, and it's like a day before you're like, come on, fucking come in.
there would be some out there like that, I reckon, bro. Some-
For sure, man.
That'd
how
be
many,
a-
how many players blow their
Oh yeah,
wages?
that's a topic for another time. Actually, that'd be good.
Guys, the penultimate. Let's go with the striker up top.
Is that?
I think Isaac
Yeah.
is set in stone here.
Unreal.
Yep.
I don't think there's been a striker that has matched his output this season.
If he doesn't get injured, if he's got longevity in his game, star. Star.
Yeah.
Do you know who, if played as a striker for majority of the season, would have been up there?
Say do good.
Marino, bro.
Mikel Marino?
Yeah.
He actually would have, bro. He's not.
Hey, you know what? I actually I laughed and I was like, what the
So better than Havertz, or
he's kind of saved his a bit. Like,
Bro, we have this weird thing where we can turn a left centre mid into a fucking striker. I don't know how or why, but it just somehow they end up being a striker, and because they're 6'2", 6'3", they just score goals.
Well, they did it with Havertz,
Yeah.
and then Marino. It's just like fuck.
Hopefully, we sign a proper striker next season.
And he scored this morning. He was ruled offside.
Yeah, by fucking half a foot, man.
Literally a toenail.
I was burning as well. It was a really nice goal. So we've got Isaac up top.
Isaac.
Yeah, I don't think Haaland obviously hasn't hit the same heights.
Mateta could be a shout.
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood as well.
Good shout. He was someone else that we could
Delap.
he kind of dropped off a bit, but yeah.
The lap dropped.
Pretty much like no supply in that team.
Mateta's been really good.
Mateta.
Mateta's been
You know
really
what?
good.
Hey, I was burning, but when he kicked the corner flag at the Emirates and everyone went boom. Bro,
Bro, what a finish. What a finish.
Oh, wow.
Who is this?
Mateta. Yeah. So, and then obviously our right wing guys, you guys can have this one.
Prolific.
Say it together.
Brian Mbumo.
Hold hands and say it together, guys. Our right winger for the team of the season. Who is it?
Mo
Salah.
Running down the wing.
What a selfie butt, huh?
That was really cringe.
I love the way he talks.
Bro, he's living life.
I want
What a
the
life.
Scott goals.
Huh?
I just love the way he talks. I just thought about his accent.
Yeah, like, please leave me alone.
What do you mean? It's not even close. I want the Scott goals for the team.
Oh, see, it doesn't sound like that.
It does, bro.
It sounds like the
No,
guy
bro.
buy flavour off when I get my
He
shisha
sounds
flavour.
it sounds so Egyptian, bro. It's just like I want to help the team and the scored goals. He's got a bit of a He's got a scored goals.
Just to recap, guys, we've got Pickford in goals, Robinson at right back. No,
Left back.
Left back, Huijsen, Gabriel at centre backs, Ola Aina at right back, Caicedo, Damsgaard and Bruno F. I don't know how the fuck he's got him in. Salah, Isaac and Cunha.
Honestly, our midfield's horrific. We need
The
to change
Yeah,
it.
if there's a proper game on,
Come
and
on,
we
bro, Bruno,
put that
This
midfield
midfield
up.
is shit.
It's shocking.
This
That's
midfield is genuinely shit.
outside of Caicedo, maybe.
Which teams haven't
Nah,
we? Bro,
Bruno, bro.
Open your app. Let's actually review this. We've got.
Hold on, let me.
We need to fucking fix this midfield, bro. I'm
Bro,
not
this
happy with it.
midfield's unreal, bro.
Hold on. So we've
I
got.
think Caicedo's the only one that's a dead
Everton-
The
center.
only one that is a fucking that sticks
Caicedo
out like,
stays in.
bro. The only one that sticks out like dog's balls is Damsgaard.
Damsgaard
He
has
is not
been-
good enough.
Damsgaard has been better for Brentford than Bruno has been.
No,
for
he's
United.
not, bro. No.
Damsgaard has.
Bro,
literally-
Brentford has had Mbuemo. They've had fucking Flecken. They've had Wissa. Who else they've got? They've got fucking. Now I'm starting to fucking lose my shit.
Yeah, go.
No,
Van Helsing.
no, they've got Norgard. They've got Norgard. Norgard's been a fucking gun for him, bro.
Norgard's been shit this season.
Look, we've got. So, let me finish typing this. But we've got Everton,
We've got Everton, Fulham, Bournemouth,
Bournemouth, Arsenal.
Forest, Chelsea, Brentford, United, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Wolves.
So we've got on the table
We're
Villa.
going to cut this and we're going to come back with a revised midfield. We couldn't come to a resolution on our midfield, so it's staying as it is.
The jury is out
But
on this. Is it?
I want everyone to know it's a 3v1 to get rid of Bruno and to put Tielemans and Rodgers in and put Mazraoui in at right back.
Bro, imagine like you're Damsgaard and you're sitting somewhere on a holiday in Norway and you're just on YouTube and his podcast, he comes across this podcast and he's gone,
the ball thing,
I've provided the most assists in the Premier League and you guys are picking Tielemans over me.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on
I
here?
don't want to. I'm just talking about Rodgers. He had his breakout season
All
this
right,
year.
so we're removing Bruno F and we're putting Rodgers in.
Done.
Done. All right, thank you for joining us. That's been our team of the season, guys. We will see you next week.
But also, hold on, before we cap out, we're going to say the vlog is coming out soon. Obviously, we didn't speak about that at all. But last week, end of last week, we obviously went and saw the Heatherton United Dandenong South game. Thanks for the plug there. Yeah, expect the vlog off the back of this episode because obviously this will go up on a Friday, hopefully. So we're expecting the vlog to drop by the end of this week as well.
Wow.
Fingers crossed.
We haven't even watched it.
No, yeah, I'm
We haven't
the
even
only one
watched
that's
it.
seen it. That's why my eyes are red right now. not the Arsenal tears. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. It'll be coming
Can't
soon.
wait.
Make sure you share it, watch it,
Absolutely.
I've spent hours on it.
Please help me.
Bex has put his heart and soul into that one. Thanks for joining us, guys. Please like, subscribe, keep an eye out on the socials for the podcast and the upcoming vlog. Let's
go.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Hi, Or.
Deviator
Hope you're feeling better.
Deviator rectum.